This is the future.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, Green here and welcome to another video. Dawn of Apokolips is back, as you might have been aware if you did open your game. But yeah, nevertheless, I have fought the first 3 fights on my main account and I have kept the other 3 fights on my secondary account for the stream. So I'll see you there later today so we can play them together. But for this one I'm going Last of Joker Raven EPI against Boss Green Lantern. And I did a mistake that I remembered doing the last time I played this, and that was not putting the entropy on Raven, because I do have the option of a level 1 entropy to be put on Raven, and that would have severely reduced the damage that she would receive. But I was like, let's go with Sword of Sin, that might lead to some better outcome. But yeah, I was wrong nevertheless. We're going to have a level 8 Firebox on Last of Joker, so that will heavily increase his damage potential, obviously. And yeah, also keep in mind the stats for all of you new players, and maybe even people who didn't get to play Dawn of Apokolips but are not new players. Over here the stats of the artifacts do not split. So by putting 2 fireboxes you're still going to get the benefits of the passive stats of only 1 firebox on your damage dealer. So you can experiment around and have artifacts from all over the place, except for your damage dealer that will most likely have the best time with the firebox. But yeah, the problem here, it's going well for the most part, but the main problem here is going to be Raven killing herself in the dot damage, and that's not great. And I think I should have just gone with it and locked him into an infinite combo in between Raven taggants and Joker taggants, and just dealt with it when the stacks were gone of darkness. But there's some ways to avoid it. First up is having high dot resistance on your Raven, which I don't have. Why not? Because money! I don't have credits. Don't have credits for those talents or a high level entropy. I only have a level 1 entropy, but I think that would have helped. You can also try to keep yourself like in the zone of not receiving dot damage. Tag DPI in there for a bit. Again, we're wasting time and damage here, but I didn't feel safe with that amount of health on Last of Joker. So yeah, the best choice here I think would have been having entropy and to sit with Raven closer to the middle of the field, because if that power drain hazard didn't hurt us, we would have had a far better time. Look, if you're a new player fighting this, it might be a little bit of a rough time, but I have plenty of guides on that, so just search them on YouTube. But the main idea of it is that you either use Hellboy as a tank and sit in the right corner, because Hellboy heals instead of getting damaged from dot damage, and that's gonna be great, or you go ahead and use John Stewart Green Lantern that you can get yourself from the League store, and sit in the left corner or in the right middle, where the only thing that's going to be threatening your existence is going to be the power drain hazard that you're going to ignore because of John Stewart Green Lantern. Or if you have a firebox, lock this dude into an infinite combo. If you have a multiverse green arrow, you can also lock this dude into an infinite combo. There's plenty of ways to get around it. Now we're going to use the Batman team, obviously, who have this is going to perform well enough. And boy oh boy, we're not actually using the Beta Club here. Yeah, so look, the thing is with the Beta Club, though, at the very least the previous state of the Beta Club, it's not worth using here, because you don't get the passive attack from it. So since you don't get the passive attack from it on the Batman team, it's going to be only a simple question. Is it performing better than the Firebox does for you in League Raids? So look, not really like that, but you're going to deal here, if you have the Beta Club on the Batman team, exactly the amount of damage that you deal with the Batman team in League Raids. So if in Dawn of Apokolips you have a high enough firebox so that you get better results out of the Batman team by using it, then compared to the results that you get out of the Batman team by using them with a Beta Club in League Raids, then you're going to have a better time using the firebox here, because they heavily benefit from the additional damage on the swipe right as well. You can see we deal almost 500k with some swipe rights of Catwoman, which is kind of crazy. Yeah, not gonna have the best time here at the start, combo interrupting him. I know this guy is easy combo interrupting after 2 hits, but at the same time it's possible to do it after 1 hit. So we're going to go ahead and try and do that and learn again how to do that, because it's just more time efficient, let's say. We're going to get hit here a few times, we're going to get our combos interrupted a few times, but it is what it is. We're getting better with every fight, okay? And keep in mind that if you want to use this as a comparison for the Batman Ninja team with a firebox, This Catwoman doesn't have the perfect build, and my Firebox is just level 8. And at the same time, I don't think Boss Green Lantern is gonna be the best time for the Batman Ninja team. They have fights where they do far better and they have a far easier time, so keep those things in mind. But nevertheless, we're pinning him to the right corner, trying to not fail to combo interrupt him. I don't know how impactful the fact that he gets defense from the special one is going to be for this team, because the amount of armor reduction that Grodd gives is crazy, to the point where I feel like even after he uses the shield and while he has the shield active, we're going to pretty much deal the same damage, still keeping him at 0% defense pretty much. The damage on a special 3 with 2 combos is also decent. We're getting around between 4 and 5 mil if we get lucky on the crits and legals on that. Yeah, a little bit of an unlucky one there. It's kind of hard to get to all these crits and lethals because there's 2 chances that you trigger. But when that happens, it's gonna be a good old time. Special tree again. You can see a sweet 2 mil at the end of it. Combo interrupting again, special 2, reactivating that to keep out the little attack damage. Even though it's towards the end of the fight, so I don't think it mattered too much. But there we go, he procced the shield there, and I guess our damage is a little bit reduced by the shield. I lied, it actually reduces it a bit. But yeah, that was for the Batman Ninja team. To be honest, I overestimated against Boss Green Lantern the abilities of the League of Anarchy plus Raven team, which is a mistake I did the last time we played this. So I should have used King at first, but now it's not really worth using him anymore there, so I'm just gonna skip to the sub-bosses and keep using Batman Ninja team there until Green Lantern is down, or at the very least one-shot him with another League of Anarchy pip with Entropy on Raven. But enough about that, we're going to get into fighting Boss Poison Ivy here. Yet again, we're going to have the level 8 Firebox on Manta. We're going to have a sort of salvation on Brainiac to get that power generation, even though he doesn't really seem to need it. And we're just going to go stacking the lethal, going all the way to 10 lethal stacks and dealing the damage. We're going to have Just League Flash here. Like, Vixen is gonna do well enough for you if you have the Beta Club on, because that adds 2 further debuffs. So only from the Manta passive and from the Beta Club you're going to have the debuffs in there. You can use Vixen even without that, because you get 2 further debuffs from your specials, but that's not gonna be beneficial for you until all the way when you get to using Manta solo and you're done with the lethal stacking. Taking the super move because I know I can, and on top of all of that, Just League Flash is going to be heavily beneficial here because we're dealing crazy amounts of damage with the Firebox swipe, right? We're already dealing 1.2 mil and we're not even fully stacked on lethal, not by far. And yeah, I've lately been trying the tag in Brainiac for only one special one without the swipe, right? So you can say alternating between them. What's the difference? Not much of a difference actually, but lots of people do straight into a tag-in into a special one, so that there's no chance that he gets a delay on the special one and messes up your gameplay, because that can happen. But the downside of that, he tags out too fast to the point where you can't really see how many lethal stacks you got, and you got to actually count them. You can see there, I didn't see how many lethal stacks I got. Again, tagging him in for another special one. Blocking, and at no point it sets the amount of lethal stacks that we got, and that sucks. I need to know how many more special ones I need to do, but it's okay, we got all of them sorted out like I saw previously as 7 and I counted, and we're all good to go. And we're just gonna use the special tree as well. I mean, with all the lethal that Brainiac gives us, it's gonna end up dealing a decent amount of damage, I guess, sometimes. And it allows us to do this, to jab at him, or at her, because we're fighting EPI here. Honestly, I didn't do research on this. I didn't like compare damages. I don't know if this is necessarily worth it. But considering that our swipe rights are far more damage efficient than the rest of our basic attacks, it might be worth it. Though I guess you're missing out in that time in which he needs to transition from swipe to swipe. You're missing one more attack if you were to do normal basics. So not sure if this one is worth it, but let me know in the comments what you think about this one specifically, this swipe after stun. But yeah, well, that being said, thanks so much for watching. Please do like, comment, subscribe, and share if you enjoyed the video. Dislike if you dislike, and maybe hit that bell button. And I'll hopefully see you all in the next one, and most likely later today on the stream. But yeah, goodbye, lads.
This is the future.